Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking out this episode of Nerd Caliber. I'm here with BeastxLeigh, and today we're going to talk about Among Us. This looks really good. What can you tell us about this cosplay?
Hi. So this actually was a really simple cosplay. Being in quarantine, I haven't had any big, builds going on. And since this game has been so popular, I was like, what can I scramble up to make a costume out of materials I already have? So that essentially became this costume. So the bodysuit was something I sewed up using old fabric from actually an old costume. The helmet was from Spirit Halloween, and I just painted and edited it. And then this is the backpack, which is actually an Amazon box.
Oh, wow. So how long did it take you to construct this?
The whole thing, honestly, only took me probably like 2 or 3 days to make. It wasn't a very difficult costume. It was more something I just wanted to have fun with, but because everyone is crazy about Among Us, I thought it was the perfect time to do a simple, comfortable costume that fit my interests.
Whenever you see a video game or a cartoon that's like 2D, and especially Among Us, especially the graphics are very, very simple.
Mhm.
When you see that and you think about making it into a cosplay, do you get worried that, like, all right, how can I make something that a very simple design into an actual costume?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. When I originally thought about making the idea or making the costume, nobody had really made the cosplays yet. So I was like, okay, I could just get the helmet. I could buy like a spacesuit. I could do that. But in the back of my head, I was like, I want to make something. I haven't crafted anything in a while. I haven't worked on anything. And I knew that I had like this blue fabric. I actually made a Luigi outfit years ago. So this is what I used for his overalls, which was perfect. So I was like, I can just sew that. So then my concept for it was, okay, how much fabric do I have? So I was gonna make a spacesuit, but I didn't have enough fabric. So then I turned it into just kind of like a bodysuit with like baggy arms, and then it just comes more like kind of like my Raven one, where it just comes down to my waist area. So I made it in that way. And then as I came up with that concept, everybody else did the same thing. And I was like, okay. So since everybody else is kind of doing a similar thing, I guess this will come across better because now it's being recognized more. So that whole fear of like, are people not going to get this because it's trying to make a 2D character into 3D, that seemed to fade away after that.
Okay, let's talk about the backpack first. You said that was originally an Amazon box?
Yeah, I literally took a box from Amazon, and then what I did was I covered it in foam just so that it didn't have, the backing and stuff. And then all of the little details are just more foam. So it's hollow, so it's super light. And then just cut some straps, glued them on, and it slips right on.
All right.
So,
You said it's super light?
oh yeah, because it's just the box that's hollow, so it's crazy light. So it's like basically carrying nothing.
Wow. How long did it take you to make that exactly?
This probably took me like a day or two just because of having to wait for paint to dry and glue to dry and all of that stuff. But it wasn't very difficult. The backpacks in the game they don't have any dimension to them at all. Like they're just plain whatever color your person is. So I wanted to make it more kind of look like my character, hence the like this part, and add a little extra like flair to it just to make it more, I guess, to make it pop more. So it wasn't too difficult though.
Okay. Anything that was tough about cutting the foam in any way? Was that a difficult thing to do, or?
The only thing that gave me issues was like the back of the box having to cover up the part where like the folds and creases are in a normal box. There is no way I could get around it having like a little bit of a dip here, if you can see that. But when I really think about it, it's going on my back, so nobody is seeing that part anyways. So I stressed about that bit for no reason. But other than that, I mean, making a box is great because there's not much thinking to it. It just, it's symmetrical on all sides. So
Oh, okay.
that was good.
Okay. So let's talk about the helmet now. So you said you got that at a Spirit
Yeah,
Halloween?
the original helmet. So it opens up like that with the visor. So the helmet was actually white, and I got it from Spirit Halloween back in the beginning of the season. They actually sold out within like a week all over the place because people started going crazy with these costumes. So I ended up taking it apart. So I unscrewed all of these pieces, took all that off, so that I could sand down a little bit because it had the helmet itself was not made amazingly, which I mean, it's a costume store, we expect. So I had to sand down a lot of it and fix up couple places, and then painted it, covered it in a clear coat, and then glued this little leaf on because whenever I play the game, I always make my guy with a little leaf on his head. So I figured it suited my character.
Where did you get the leaf from?
Walmart, I think.
Okay.
I just bought one of those bushels of like fake leaves that they have, and then just cut off the ones I wanted, and then glued it on.
So the blue of the helmet, the box, and your clothing, they match really well. How did you plan that exactly? Was it a happy accident or?
A little bit. So I knew I had this fabric. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going with that. Let me see if I can find a paint that matches that, as close as possible. And I ended up finding a paint at Walmart that was perfect. So this was a spray paint, and I actually spray painted this box, and then like the details I used acrylic paint to paint on. So I kept the whole color scheme between everything I painted, and it just happened to match like the fabric really, really well, which I was happy with because I was nervous it was going to be a little contrasting because it's slightly off, but it worked pretty well.
When you wear the helmet, is it very hot? Is it constricting? Is it difficult to wear?
It's definitely hot, and I mean you can see through this part, but obviously not very well. So when I do wear it to a convention, hopefully next year sometime, I'm not sure how that's gonna go when I'm walking around. I also didn't plan for, because I glued this on at like where the top of the helmet would be. The helmet piece goes up like this, but it doesn't stay up because it doesn't go up high enough on the head. So like if I move my head around, this just slides back down over my face. So I may need to adjust this before I actually wear it somewhere.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the suit itself. Now, is it a whole bodysuit?
Yeah, it's all the way down to this part. And then I have actually used my boots for Raven, which are the same color blue. Those come up to about my knees. So I have those with it. So it all kind of works together with that same color scheme. But the suit, I just did like basic bodysuit patterning for it. For the arms, I wanted to make them look more like spacesuity. So I made them super baggy and really open. And then the chest part, so whenever I'm not wearing the helmet, I wanted it to kind of look like this was the helmet shape for like the silver part. So it kind of gives that same sort of feel, I guess, if I'm not wearing the helmet, but still the backpack. So you kind of still understand what the character is, or at least that's what I was trying to go for when I did that.
Oh, okay.
So,
Is it very comfortable to wear? Do you think that's something if you wear at a con right now, that if you wear it for like hours on end, do you could be comfortable?
oh yeah, this is super comfortable because it's like flowy, it fits perfectly in every spot. I actually was really happy with it because the other bodysuits I've made in the past sometimes are too baggy or too tight, but this one actually came out really well, even though I had to adjust it to fit, different things that I wanted for this costume that didn't necessarily adhere to the pattern I was using. But it's super comfortable. It's super lightweight, the fabric, so it's not like overly hot. And I'm looking forward to getting to wear this to a con next year.
Okay. If you were to do this all over again, what would you do differently?
If I was to do it all over again and I could just do whatever I want, I would hope that I had more fabric because I would have definitely taken a whole different approach to this. Because I originally wanted to make it like cinch at the waist and then come out flowing and have like flowy pant legs kind of. That's what I wanted to do, but I did not have enough fabric for that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just opt for something different. I can do that in the future if I want to make another one or a different color or something. So if I was to do it all over again and I had the materials, I would have totally changed the design of it, aside from, the props and such.
Oh, okay. So what is it about Among Us you think why do you think it's so popular nowadays?
I honestly wonder the same thing because it's such a simplistic game that blew up out of nowhere. I mean, the reason I like it a lot, I have a lot of fun playing it on stream with my viewers because that having people in like a voice chat with you, I feel like entices people to get more excited about the game, as well as those that are watching it are like excited to see what's going to happen, depending on what role you're playing. So I think that whole element of forcing people to either work together or be a little manipulative but fun about it entices people to want to play this game. So I think that just kind of drew so many people in.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing us about this cosplay. For people that want to know more about BeastxLeigh, where can they go online?
If you want to come through my streams and play Among Us with us, you can catch me at twitch.tv/xxBrandy, or I am BeastxLeigh on pretty much every social media you could think of.
Okay, excellent. Well, again, thank you so much for your time. And to our viewers out there, please be safe and have a good day. Stay tuned for more content.